Welcome, everyone. Welcome along to the live stream. Hopefully, you are all good. The first live stream there is on this channel for a while. Hopefully, you guys are good. If no one joins, it's all good because I'm just going to treat it as a normal video. But if you are going to join them, please get involved. Come and say hello in the comments section so I know who's in. But welcome along to the live stream tonight. We're going to be talking everything that's happened the past week at Chelsea over the course of the week, starting with the Wolves game on Monday night, all the way through this week, heading into tomorrow's game against Manchester City. And to say that I'm confident against the Man City team, I don't think I've been as confident since we saw the team that started the Champions League final against us with no holding midfielder. It's pretty much the same thing. But if you now take away the fact that their best right back, they're probably the defender that's kept them, that saved them so many times with last-minute challenges and getting back and using his pace, is now no longer at Man City. This game is even better for me, even better. So, how are you all doing? Hopefully, you are all good. As I said, it's the first live stream in a long time here on my channel. I've got a squeaky chair. I've just realised this chair is very squeaky. It's a different one than normal. But welcome, Chelsea fans. Welcome along. Thank you very much for joining. If not a lot of people join and not get involved in the comments, I'll just treat it as a normal video that go out on the channel, which is all good. So come and say hello in the chat. Come and post your comments. If you want to get involved and you want to join the stream and feature on the stream, then send me a little message. I can give you my email address and you guys can then come in and come and join the chat as well. But come and say hello. That's the main thing. Come and say hello. Let me know that you're in. And the plan is we're going to do it for about an hour or so, but depending on how busy it is and how many people are here, we might keep it going. I've got 13 people so far. It's not too bad. Like I say, it's the first live stream I've done in a long time. Due to just illness, time constraints, I work full-time, been working long hours. I've got a 3-year-old child. So at times it's difficult, but I'm getting there. Treble Design, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, mate. So we're going to start, as I said, if you've missed it already, we're going to start off at the beginning of the past week. We're going to talk about the Wolves game. We're going to look at all the transfer rumours, the main ones, the ones that have caused the most headlines over the course of this week. And then we're going to build up to the game tomorrow night. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by the Wolves game in midweek. So Chelsea beat Wolves 3-1. And it was one of those games where it pretty much summed up the last month or so for Chelsea. Started off great in the first half, dominated for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Then an injury happened, and then the game sort of stopped, and Wolves gathered around their technical area with their manager, made some tactical tweaks, and we couldn't live with them for the rest of the first half, and they got their goal, they got their equaliser. Chelsea just sort of switched off, and that's what we've been doing the past month, and that's been why it's been so frustrating for us. I've got to change my chair. Hold on. It's squeaking. It's getting right on my nerves, my chair. I've got the old one back, but the old one's broken. It's got no springs in it, and it just eventually just falls to the floor. But I need to just change this around, put this in here, get rid of the other chair. There you go. There's my old chair, but look how low it is. Oh, dearie me. It's broken. So eventually you'll see me just fall to the floor. Anyway, yeah, so we just switched off and let Wolves back in the game. And it was a real concern for me. But like I say, it's just we're in a situation at the moment, Chelsea, where in that first half, where we just can't take our chances. We're creating more than enough chances, which is a good thing. It's a positive thing. But we just can't take the chances for whatever reason, whether it's the final ball, whether people are rushing at the chances and the opportunities. Just luck, how many times we hit the post. It's just getting that second goal and getting that bit of breathing space to calm ourselves down a little bit and then go back to playing instinctive football that we started playing at the beginning of the season. We started, the good run that we were on. So, of course, Wolves get their equaliser. We're going at half-time. And the good thing is for us, though, is that we actually stepped up second half and we took the mantle again and we went after Wolves and we deserved to win the game. And it was a big, big win that. I don't think people realise enough as to how big that win was. It was a huge win for us on Monday night. Pushes us back up to fourth above Newcastle. Forest, couple about 4 points above us, I think, Forest. They got Brighton tomorrow. Difficult game. We got a difficult game as well. But just thought that it was a good 3 points for us. And just as I say, it's something we can now build on again after the bad run of form we had over the Christmas and New Year period. For those of you that have been around a while like me, it was typical. It was literally every single Christmas and New Year period for a number of years. Chelsea were awful. It was always bad for us. I don't know what it was. I don't know why. I don't know what the explanation is. But we were so bad over the Christmas and New Year period. And it happened every single season. We might have the odd win over the Christmas period. But for a long time back in the day, we just had such a bad Christmas and New Year. And unfortunately, it's reared its ugly head again this season. But we got something to build on now, the Wolves game, as we head into Man City. But we're going to talk about Man City later on in this stream. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I don't think I'm as confident against taking on Man City tomorrow than what I was in the Champions League final when I saw they had no holding midfielder. Andre, welcome along. Questions, thoughts on rotating Jackson with Felix to play a false nine? I don't want to lose Felix as a quality player. Andre, that's a great point. A real good point. And I just want to ask you a question, Andre, about João Felix and see if anybody else agrees. I'm a bit concerned with his body language. The smile's gone for me on him. I don't think he's happy. Obviously, he wants to be playing more football. He's having to deal with playing second fiddle to Cole Palmer. But I just think he knows he's not going to get a start, and he just seems quite down. He seems a little bit dejected. You know, when he gets the ball at his feet, he comes alive. Without it, you know, his movement is good. He tries to get into space, Felix. But I just think the guy is quite dejected, and his body language looks exactly the same. It gives you that impression. A false nine. But if you rotate Jackson with Felix, then and you play the false nine, then we still need somebody in that box, don't we? I know we get people up there and we get on the edge of the box and, you know, making late runs, and the opposite winger will come off that flank and come in. But is that the answer, João Felix? Can we not play Felix and Palmer together and make it like a narrower formation at times if we need to change a game? If we're chasing the game, can we not go from a 4-2-3-1 to maybe a 4-3-2-1? Play three-man midfield flat, play the two number 10s in João Felix and Palmer with one up front, and maybe utilise wing-backs a bit more, push the two full-backs on further forward, James and Cucurella, and utilise João Felix and Cole Palmer in that way. That, for me, would be an answer, maybe. But it's all to do with the balance of the team, isn't it, Andre? So, great point, great question. Thank you for that. I appreciate you joining the stream. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. So, let's move on from the Wolves game, and let's move on to talking point this week. This week's transfer rumours, and there's been plenty, as always. Now, I just want to caveat all this. Daniel, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. I just want to caveat all this by just saying that we all know that ever since Chelsea and Abramovich with the money, every single transfer window since Abramovich took over 21 years ago, 22 years ago, 21 years ago, every single transfer window, whether it's, we did have a decent second half then against Wolves, every single transfer window, it's basically, there's all sorts of rumours about Chelsea. There really is. Andre's just referring back to João Felix. Felix upset with playing time, but he has performed in Europe for the fact that Maresca doesn't give him minutes and allows Jack to play while out of form. That's a good point. That's a good point. The good thing about Jackson, though, Andre, is that Jackson's still getting the positions. He's still he's still making the runs. His hold-up play is better this season for me, Nicholas Jackson. I think he's improving. You think of Jackson when he first started with us to where he is now. He can now lead the line much, much better. That's how we play. That's what we need. But yeah, he does need to be a little bit. He needs to just stop sort of rushing his chances. But we have to remember, Nicholas Jackson was a winger. He was a left winger when we bought him, and we're trying to convert him into a striker. So he's doing well. So, you know, so we've got another quote. So, Ibad, how are you? Garnacho will be third choice. Have we not prioritized a striker? Not available, which I doubt. We need to go 6 million on Garnacho. Good point. I'm going to get on to Garnacho in just a little bit. But let's start with earlier in the week. So on the Monday, the transfer rumours that we had on a Monday. So Chelsea had made a formal inquiry apparently for Jamie Bino Gittins of Dortmund, the English winger at Dortmund that's impressing everybody over there. They're saying that they expect him to stay in January, but English clubs started taking a real interest in Jamie Gittins, who features heavily for Dortmund. He's an exciting player, a young player, and fair play to him. He's made it his own out there, and he's doing well. He's doing really, really well. There was also news and confirmation that Chelsea were also set to sign Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg, the centre back, who will remain on loan at Strasbourg to the end of the season for 20 million. Imposing centre back, which is interesting to see what happens with that. Obviously, the link with Strasbourg again. And this is Monday was where it started talking about Garnacho. We get on to Garnacho in just a little bit. Also, there was moves. We're sort of a report come out saying Chelsea will now compete with Arsenal for Benjamin Sesko. Really, I can't see him. They reckon Leipzig are prepared to let him go for 67 million. Let's just see what happens. A foreign commentator, let's just say that, or a foreign reporter. I'm not sure if it's substance or not. Basically said that apparently Chelsea are happy with Jackson's performances since the beginning of the season. None of old nonsense. If you listen to Enzo Maresca, it's the complete opposite. Also, we heard on Monday that Santos wanted David Washington on loan, and that's likely to happen. So keep an eye on that one. Fabrizio Romano on Monday afternoon said Garnacho is happy at Man United. And then obviously, there was more on this. So there was a link with João Felix and Garnacho as a potential swap deal that was touted on the Monday. Now, obviously, that caused some chat, some conversations to be had because of the Mykhailo Mudryk situation. And just to confirm again, the Mykhailo Mudryk situation, it looks as though the rumour is that it could be a couple of years ban. Nothing's confirmed. It's only rumour. But he could be banned for a couple of years. So Chelsea need to bolster their squad. Now, I know today Maresca's come out and he's spoken highly of Tyreek George. So George could be the player that comes in on the left-hand side there with Jadon Sancho competing for that position, or even Pedro Neto, if Neto's going to play on the right and left and Madueke on the right. But Garnacho was first linked on the Monday, talk of Chelsea's interest, and then it was touted a swap deal with João Felix. Honestly, this is what I'm saying. The transfer window is just crazy. When it involves Chelsea, ever since Abramovich turned up with all the money, every single window, Chelsea are linked with the world and their mother. So we're on to Tuesday now, people. So Tuesday, I will reply to the comments about Garnacho as well in just a second. So let's move on to Tuesday. And this is where Maresca stood up for Robert Sanchez. So what do you guys think of Robert Sanchez and his performances in goal for Chelsea? Do you think that Jorgensen needs to start now? Let me know in the comments section. He's just prone to making just dropping a clanger, one or two in a game. And this one cost us the goal, didn't it? I mean, he turned around. Maresca's turned around and basically said, look, you said that this is his fourth mistake leading to a goal. Okay, how many times did he save us? More than 4. No problem. It happens. Mistakes happen to him. The striker's midfield, he's doing well. So Maresca stuck up for Sanchez. I will get to the comments. Keep them coming. So the report from DiMarzio was, hello, Woodshed, how are you, mate? Report from DiMarzio on Tuesday morning was that Casadei will be a new Torino player. And that was basically a permanent deal, apparently. We're yet to hear confirmation. Once again, Tuesday, Dusan Vlahovic was linked with Chelsea and it's been poo-pooed, completely dismissed by Fabrizio Romano. We're just doing catch-up for those of you that just joined the stream. We're talking of the transfer rumours for this whole week that's gone by. Just a bit of a recap, and then we're going to look at Man City tomorrow. Now, also, we've had links this particular this window of the likes of Keenan Dewsbury Hall being linked with a moved away. Also, with Tosin, goal scorer Tosin on Monday night. And Chelsea and Fabrizio Romano confirmed that Chelsea got no plans to sell Tosin Adarabioyo or Adarabioyo. Tosin, let's just call him that. He's an important player for Enzo, and he's also happy at Chelsea. And he's also reiterated his intention to keep Dewsbury Hall. Now, I thought Dewsbury Hall did well against Wolves in the middle of midfield. It's pretty understated. Just he was busy, just did the job that he was there to do. And it's a job that's alien to him because he's normally playing someone that's pushed up on that wing. And I thought he did well. What did you guys think of Dewsbury Hall as well? Let me know about that. So Simon Johnson, the Athletic, was also talking about the fact that Vega, obviously, with Juve, Marseille as well. Looking at Leslie Oguchukwu being recalled from Southampton, but that's not happened. And also, you still got the link with Carney Chukwuemeka to Strasbourg or Dortmund, and an unnamed Premier League club expressed their interest in Chelsea on Monday as well. Sam Raksaki is also wanted by Frank Lampard at Coventry and had approaches from Europe. This is all Tuesday. Excuse me. So, referee was confirmed. Man City, John Brooks, who's already given 2 penalties against us this season. Keep that in mind when you're watching tomorrow. Okay, so 5 o'clock on Tuesday, it was reported that Alejandro Garnacho will leave Man United, and he's already agreed terms with Napoli. This was Tuesday afternoon, honestly. So, Matt Law, The Telegraph. Now, the source that I've got here is Simon Phillips's Substack. Simon Phillips Talks Chelsea Substack. Make sure you Google it, check it out. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's informed, he's connected. Okay, so obviously Garnacho, one of at least three attackers, along with Jamie Gittins and Matthias Tell, who Chelsea made checks on this month. Napoli and Chelsea interested to seek assurance Garnacho's temperament before they make a move. There's also talk about Caicedo Vega leaves Stamford Bridge. Bayern Munich continues to track Christopher Nkunku, and Chelsea could receive bids for Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka, Disasi, and João Felix. But this is on Tuesday evening now. Okay, and we had confirmation that Wesley Fofana was back training on the grass and doing running drills, which was good. So that was on Tuesday. So let's come to some of these comments. Hold on. So, Andre, the links to Enzo Fernandez join Real Madrid, and we get Tukumi sounds promising as well as to help Caicedo. I've not seen those. I have to say, I've not seen the Enzo Fernandez one. I actually think Fernandez, since he got called out by the manager for when he basically said, I'm going to start with Lavia and Caicedo because I need more physicality, pretty much criticising Enzo. I think Enzo, since he's got back in the team, has stepped up. He's got goals. I think he's been playing well, Enzo. And, yeah, interesting to see what happens with that. But Tukumeni is a player as well, though, isn't he? Different types of players. Let's see what happens with that. And also, Andre believes that we should keep Sanchez until the summer. Woodshedder, as I said, I will post your comment. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it, as always. Andre's got the comments. Keep them coming. Well, yeah. Dewsbury Hall, good squad players. We're letting Carney leave soon. Yeah, I still can't believe we're going to let Chukwuemeka go. I really can't believe we're going to let him go because I think he's a good player. I think he's got real talent, real potential, Chukwuemeka. He started off brilliantly last season, got injured, unfortunately, and that was it. But I honestly believe Chukwuemeka will be a real talent. Wherever he goes, he's going to be someone that's going to be up there as one of the best in the league. I think he's brilliant, brilliant talent. Then we got some Wednesday now, some Ben Jacobs updates. So Chelsea do hold a strong interest in Liam Delap of Ipswich. And there's reports that Delap is interested. Whether or not Ipswich want to sell, they don't want to sell him mid-season, but summer exit is realistic. And apparently, Chelsea are open to offers for João Felix. So let's just have a look. And at this point on Wednesday, it said they're deciding whether to place a bid for Garnacho as they assess to add another wide attacker before the January window shuts because of the Mykhailo Mudryk situation. So, okay. So in Lazio, we got confirmation from Fabrizio Romano. Lazio come in with 10.9 million plus sell-on clause bid for Caicedo, which Chelsea were looking to just to take a look at and decide. So, Matt Law via the London is Blue podcast, London is Blue. Check that out as well, people. Caicedo, Vega, and Nkunku, Disasi, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell, João Felix. That's the 8 players that Chelsea would be prepared to let go if the right offer came in or firm bids came in. Vega's obviously gone on loan, as we know, to Juve. And the others we're waiting to see. But it looks as though Caicedo's out the door at some point very, very soon. Let's just wait and see what's going to happen. So, at midday on the Wednesday, Everton are interested in Carney Chukwuemeka, but they can only sign him on loan if Chelsea agree to terminate Breuer's loan. Remember Amanda Breuer? Remember him? He's on loan at Everton, isn't he? So, more. Let's just come back on this now even more. So, then we got confirmation. Quite a big sort of story that sort of broke, and that was the fact that Chelsea were offered the chance by Juventus to loan Douglas Luiz, the ex-Aston Villa midfielder, and is obviously not settled in at Juve for whatever reason, and Chelsea were offered to sign him on loan for the remainder of the season, which was interesting. Now, Douglas Luiz at Aston Villa, he was okay. I don't really think he pulled up many trees, did he, really? He wasn't like the standout. So I'm not really bothered about that, to be fair. Are you guys? Are you bothered about that? So here we go. Fabrizio Romano updates on Wednesday evening. Garnacho is a concrete possibility for Chelsea. Internal discussions are ongoing. Man United are insisting on 70 million euros, as I posted on the video yesterday. Chelsea are assessing options in midfield in case they find a good opportunity. Could bring another midfield in the January window. So that was on Wednesday night. And of course, yesterday it all exploded. So we're now up to Thursday. Keep your comments coming. I will read them out, people. Okay. So, so Romano confirmed yesterday Vega on loan for the remainder of the season. And there is no option to buy at the end. Obligation, that's all I'm looking for. Obligation to buy, there is none. This is yesterday morning. Apparently, the Daily Mirror was saying that Chelsea have got a hand a boost in their pursuit of Alejandro Garnacho, as Napoli appear to be turning their attention to other targets. Interesting. So apparently they're looking at Adeyemi from Dortmund. Okay, so let's move on. So yesterday around lunchtime, we had news that Paul Merson, Chelsea fan, ex-Arsenal player, but staunch Chelsea fan, probably can hear the plane going over. He believes that Chelsea will beat Man City tomorrow. We'll get on to that a little bit later on. Okay, let's move further forward. Okay, so we then got in the afternoon. Chelsea's offer, Garnacho, has been prepared and will be sent in the next few hours. Chelsea willing to make an economic effort to keep the Argentine. Okay. There's the Garnacho move. Ready in a bid. Then we got news yesterday early evening that Chelsea agreed a $4 million deal to sign 16-year-old talent Dastan Satpayev from Kazakhstan. A 5-year deal plus 1-year option when he turns 18. Then the move that a formal offer was made for Garnacho, who wants to stay in the Premier League. So let's open up the Garnacho talk. So let's put a new banner up. And let's get you guys talking. I'm going to post up. So here's a question for you, people. Here's the question. I need you guys to let me know your comments and your thoughts and your feelings about Garnacho and the link to Chelsea. So let's just look at some of these. Ibad put you up on here. Garnacho will be third choice. How are we not prioritising a striker? If none are available, which I doubt, then no need to waste 60 million on Garnacho. Good shout. Rain, what's my opinion on Garnacho? I'll get into that in just a little bit. Andre, Garnacho isn't just a Chelsea type player, especially attitude, but I'll support whoever joins the club. Good shout. I will put some more comments on. So, Garnacho. Let's just get rid of some of the other ones that have been put in. Woodshed regarding Sanchez, he's so far gone with being trusted by our fan base that I can't see him putting out a cooker on a comeback. Even if he plays 15 games, fans will still want him out. Yeah, he's got a Brendan. How are you, mate? Good to see you. He has Sanchez is banned for City. And the Kunku link to United potential loan. Okay, so back to Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho. Is he somebody that you guys believe that will improve the options that we've got, will make us a better squad? Do you think that he is someone that can give us a different option? Now, think of pace. The guys, I said it in my video yesterday, Garnacho is very direct. He always has been direct. He gets the ball, he goes forward. He wants to keep going forward. If you think pace on that left-hand side, you've got pace on the right-hand side with Madueke, you've got Neto, you got, big up Jadon Sancho, by the way. Since Sancho's come in, he's been brilliant. I know, obviously, the loan to Dortmund last season was unbelievable for him. It got him his confidence back. Sancho's come in and been outstanding. So he's going to take some shifting. I know he's been sort of rotating that position on the left-hand side, depending on who plays on the right. But Sancho's been outstanding. So anyone that comes in has got a fight on their hands to get a start. Andre, Chelsea, top striker, rather Jackson, Drogba comes with Torres and Nelson, Gyökeres, Delap, or even Victor Osimhen. There's news earlier this week that apparently Chelsea mucked up the Osimhen deal. Apparently it was our fault. We screwed it up and ended up going to Turkey instead. Brendan, Garnacho might work for us. Look at Sancho. No one thought he would do as well as he did. Exactly. You're great minds think alike, Brendan, obviously. But, I'm just sort of thinking of the fact that Garnacho's only 20. Think of the Premier League experience he's had already. Think of what he does offer. He's got talent. He's got raw talent. Look at the goal he got Everton the other season, the overhead kick from the edge of the box. The guy's is quality, and Chelsea, he fits the mold, doesn't he? He fits the MO. Basically, he just fits the transfer, not process, the transfer philosophy of the guys in charge of our football club at the moment who are looking after transfers. He's young, he's talented, he's got so much potential. So, but then obviously you look at the other side of it, and as what people are saying, Chelsea need another goalkeeper, another centre half, another probably midfielder, another striker. So why are you going for another winger? Is it stockpiling? Oh, I'm going to do a talk sport on here. I'm going to do a talk sport. Here we go. Question for you. Are Chelsea, and I want you guys okay, let's add this one. So are Chelsea now, and the reason I'm saying this is based on the fact that we're looking at Dewsbury Hall being linked with a move away. Disasi signed last season. He's on his way out this month, if you believe reports. You're looking at Nkunku, signed last season, on his way out. You're looking at, who else are we being linked with? Chukwuemeka. They come in for a season and a half, and they're out the door. Because of this data-driven transfer approach, this transfer philosophy, it's data-driven. They bring them in. David Datro Fofana is the ultimate example of how, nothing against the guy. I'm sure the guy is got talent. He's going to find his level, and he'll be a good player, obviously. But unfortunately, when it comes to us, doesn't fit the mold. And I don't mean to sound arrogant when I say that, but this is an example of someone that they signed the guy based on pure data and nothing else, and didn't work, did it? And it just looks as though to me is that when I'm asking the question, are Chelsea stockpiling players that we sold later? Let me rephrase that. Let me just rephrase that. That will be sold a year later. That's a better question. Let's just do that. Hold on. Wait 1 minute. Why won't that work now? Oh, here we go. There you go. So are Chelsea stockpiling players to sell a year later? There you go. So let's look at some of these comments that are coming in. Daniel, Garnacho's no fun for me. Woodshed up. Can't stand the sight of Garnacho. I hope we don't get him. Then again, I was trying not to vomit. We got Giroud, and he proved me wrong. I miss Giroud. I think we all do, bless him. The good-looking soul that he was. Garnacho's good, but is he a level up from what we have at the club? I feel like our winners are better, especially Sancho is a lot better for me, and we're forgetting Esteval Willian joining next season. Exactly. Good shout. Good point as well, by the way. Ibad, our wingers aren't contributing enough with the goals, maybe due to lack of striker presence in the box. How does Garnacho solve the problem? Does he have the goals? Good point. Very good point. Brendan says, he will bring aggression that we need up front. I need a proper side to convert. Jackson's too inconsistent, but a 16-year-old from Kazakhstan. What is this? Faisal, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Andre, yeah, Chelsea stop playing players. I'm sure players aren't sure about their futures unless you're Cole Palmer, Caicedo. I think everyone has a price on them, even Cucurella. Len agrees. Looks like we are doing it. Ibad, no doubt stockpiling strategy and the experience. Exactly. So just when I'm saying that, it's literally like we go out and buy this data-driven approach. We go out and sign all these players. And in relation to this comment here, this one here from Andre, unsure about their futures. And I mentioned it earlier about João Felix. Okay. Now there's rumours and there was reports. There was reports earlier in the season that João Felix wasn't a signing that was approved by Maresca. It was approved by the technical and directors or whatever they are who's in charge of the transfers. And the deal was pushed through because of the fact that he'd done well when he was here before. And look at this. Somebody made a comment about it earlier. Beginning of the season, you've got the cup games, you've got the Europa Conference League games and the Premier League games. So it's easy to create the A team and the B team. Even though the manager says there isn't one, there's an A and a B team. And the B team featured heavily through the cup competitions, throughout the Europa Conference League. They were getting a game every week or every other week, and they were playing. And they're getting exposure to playing football in the first team again. But now those competitions have stopped. Now we're out the League Cup early. The Europa Conference League had stopped for a period of time. And those players are not playing anymore. Those players are on the bench and they're coming on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes here and there. Some of them for 8 minutes, which is just a joke. And now there's reports that players are beginning to have a bit of a grumble. And I knew this would happen because of if you look at every other team in the Premier League, the big boys, the top six, as it were, that first team is the best 11. And those that are in and around on the bench or, the second 11 are players that are pushing, that are not quite there. You might have one or two maybe rotating around, like Nunes at Liverpool, for example, rotating with Jota or rotating with Gakpo or people like that. But every other club has players that are backups, players that are sort of not at the same level, but good enough. You know what I mean? To come in, like for, Harvey Elliott, for example, at Liverpool. Curtis Jones has been playing well for them, but they don't start week in, week out. Jones was for a period of time, but now he's not because they've gone with Gravenberch and McAllister. So that's what I'm sort of talking about. But Chelsea's totally different. You've literally got 11 players that can go out and compete in the Premier League that are not playing week in, week out. And there was always going to be a situation where the players began to have a bit of a grumble. So we're now seeing that, João Felix, I talked to him about him earlier, his body language to me just seems as though he's got the ump, that he's just going through the motions. He knows he's not going to play next week. He knows he's going to be named on the bench. And he just seems as though his whole body language is just downcast. And, when the ball's at his feet, as I said, he's brilliant. It comes to life. But, I just think it's not right. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes, to be fair. But let's just look at this. Jabruru Joe. I thought Garnacho was a cold Spanish soup. Bless him. Brendan, we'll stop piling, but also we are beating the PSR rules. Hate to be the one to say it. Well, yes. Well, yeah, there is that, isn't there? Kamil, how are you, mate? Love from Southern India. Thank you very much. If you guys can put your comments on as well, let me know where you're watching from. As I say, this is the first live stream in a long time on the channel. I'm back tomorrow night. Man City versus Chelsea. Live match commentary is here tomorrow night. Ball-by-ball coverage. If you've never seen it before, come and check it out. It's actually ball-by-ball radio-style coverage. It's not a watch-along. I don't just sit here going, oh, we had a chance there, and then talk about someone's life or what happened on the weekend somewhere else. I actually do ball-by-ball coverage. So make sure you come and tune in and for that, 5:30 tomorrow. Philip, how are you? Sell Dizazi by the Chile end of the season. Keep Chalobah, Levi, Fofana, Achiampong, and buy Murillo for Forest. He just signed a new deal and even Murillo at Forest. He's just on a brand new deal. I tell you who I do like. I do like Hyson, the 19-year-old at Bournemouth, the 6'5", 19-year-old that always wears gloves, blonde-haired dude. I think he's a good player. He impressed me when we played against him. I'm trying to get hold of him. I think he's a good player. Andre again, what are my thoughts on Curtis Jones saying Hazard is a better player than Mo Salah? Different players, though, aren't they? Different players. So, I mean, remember Mo Salah at Chelsea? Remember? I just want to point out, I just want to refresh people's memories about Mo Salah at Chelsea. In case you didn't notice, we sold Mo Salah, we sold Kevin De Bruyne, we got rid of Juan Mata. I just remember John Terry on the Obi-Wan podcast. Have you ever seen that? John Obi Mikel's podcast is brilliant. And he was talking about the fact that was brought up about De Bruyne and Salah. And he basically said that at that time, Chelsea were so good and their training levels and intensity was so good back in the day then under Mourinho and stuff like that, that literally their training games had against each other in the week were harder than the Premier League games, because back then the teams weren't as strong as, and I'm talking every single team, weren't as strong as they are now. So their games were tougher in training at times, and they're going to face like a team that had just come up from the Championship, no disrespect. And he basically said that they had a training level, and the level was up here, John Terry. And he says that, unfortunately, at the time, De Bruyne and Salah's training levels weren't up there. They never reached the level, so they were got rid of. But in relation to the question about Hazard's better than player than Mo Salah, I don't think you can really judge the two on a par. And the reason I say that is, think of Mohamed Salah's game. I mean, the guy is world class. There's no doubt about it. He's done brilliantly well. But think of his game. He's not a sort of player to come deep into midfield and say, give me the ball, turn, and just create something from nothing, is he? He relies on staying wide, getting the ball to him, and then running at defenders when he picks up the ball in high areas wide. So that's Salah's game. On that right-hand side, cutting on his left foot, creating havoc, running in behind, running off the ball, 1-2s, give and goes. That's Salah's game. And it's pretty much, I would say, focused on the final third only. Now, Eden Hazard was different. Eden Hazard was a player that wasn't the best trainer by all accounts. He was someone that was quite a lazy trainer. Let's just say that. No disrespect. If he's watching this, he never will be. But if he ever was, I don't mean just disrespect when I say that. But he was, as John Terry said, he was allowed that luxury because when he turned up on a Saturday, he come to life. He didn't need to train at full pelt every single day of the week. So Hazard would drop off deep and create something from nothing. Think of the equalising goal against Tottenham that gave Leicester the title-winning season. He picked up the ball inside his own half and made something happen from there. Look at the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game where he ran from inside his own half after Costa flicked it on in the centre circle. He ran inside his own half and he created a goal from there. Think of the West Ham game where in his final season where he picked up the ball from Loftus-Cheek, probably 40 yards out, turned and run at the West Ham defence and just slalomed his way through. Eden Hazard will be someone that you could be under the cosh, you could be defending, you could be having a tough time of it, and he'll say, give me the ball. And you give it to him and he creates something from nothing. Or he drew people to him that opened the game up for everybody else. Salah does that, but in high areas where Eden Hazard was someone that could identify the fact that he needs to drop in, pick up the ball and create something, get involved in play deeper to try and link play up. I mean, look at the goal at Liverpool, which we've always seen, the goal in the Carabao Cup where he picks it up in the centre circle. He nutmegs, I think he nutmegs, who was it? Who used to play up front? Gokwan. What was his name? Used to play up front with Salah, Mane, Firmino. That's it, Gokwan. Never seen him in the same room. That's what I'm saying. But he nutmegged Gokwan and he went out and he went and picked up on the byline and he cut inside and he did that little slalom. He put it through the legs of the defender and rifled it in the corner. That's an example of Eden Hazard, what he could do, whereas Salah's much, much different. That's what I think anyway. So let me know if you agree. Ibad, remember now Jose Mourinho just knew he needed Fabregas to win the Premier League. Who is an Maresca's missing piece? And that's a great point. Think of the transfer windows, and can I just say this, right? I want to see who agrees with me. Why is it, if they've got a whole month to get their transfers sorted out, why is it that they wait till the last day, about the last 4 hours of the last day of the window to rush things through? I know clubs get difficult. They don't want to lose their players unless they've got their own player brought in. I know agents. I know it's all a pain in the arse. But why leave it that long? And the point that you just made there about, remember now Mourinho, when he knew he wanted Fabregas, that's the only season I can remember in recent times, and I believe there was a World Cup. Was a World Cup in Brazil or somewhere, or South Africa? It was somewhere like that. And Mourinho went, I want Fabregas, Diego Costa, I want Courtois back, and Philippe Luis from Atletico Madrid. And Chelsea, before the tournament started, in the beginning of the summer, went bang, 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 signed them all. And that was a shock for all of us. And that was the only time I can remember us doing that. Who isn't Armoresca's missing pieces? That's up for anyone's guess, really. I mean, a goalkeeper. I think ideally he could do with a better goalkeeper. But who's out there? I would go with Jorgensen for now, if it was me. Another centre back, and then a striker. Someone that's going to take the pressure off of Jackson. For me, Seabad's over in Pakistan, Brendan's over in Dublin, and Faisal says Felix is a lazy player. Bless him, he is. Brendan again, Haswell's moved from Marshall as a wide player, different league altogether. Exactly. So Andre from South Africa, finally saw him trying to get Chelsea from our retailers. They sold out. There's Liverpool United, a lot of City jerseys, but Chelsea's jerseys are sold out. There you go. See, who wants United's jersey? A relegation battle. Who would have thought that Man United and Tottenham in a relegation battle? That's just brilliant, isn't it? Dale, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. Good to see you in. So again, people, this has been the transfer rumours of the past week. Let's head to News Now. Do you guys ever see the News Now network? Do you ever read that at all? News Now Chelsea, Google it and have a look. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano says that we've agreed a world record fee to sign a striker, or agrees to record fee. That's going to be the guy from Kazakhstan. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Clickbait, and I fell for it. Typical clickbait. Man United reveal interest in signing Chelsea star during Garnacho talks. Let's have a look. Who is the Chelsea star they want to look at? Nkunku. Yeah, Nkunku. Not surprised. It's strange, isn't it? You sit there sort of like a season on and you look and think, Arsenal still need a striker, Tottenham still need a striker, Man United still need a striker, and Chelsea still need a striker. None of us have sorted the situation out in a season, in a year. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm good, mate. I'm good, Dale. Thank you very much. I'm all good. Woodsheader. Hazard run rings around Jordan Henderson, annoyed him to the point where he's booked for ranting and raging, all the directions, spit coming out of his mouth. What a satisfying time to play Liverpool. Yeah, exactly. So, for me, I just think we stockpile players based on data. So Maresca's obviously did what he did in the summer. At the time, I didn't agree with it, with people being sort of just alienated, like Trevor Chalobah. What Chalobah? How good was he, by the way? How good was he, and how good has he been since he come back? And, you know, you've hardly heard anything from him. There's been no grumbles. There's been nothing. Outstanding Chalobah, I have to say. And he was brilliant. He was brilliant the other night. If we can get a combination of Chalobah and Colwill working together, I think we're good. I think we are good. Reece James back in there. Tough on Malo Gusto. Cucurella's there. But will you see Gusto maybe move into a different position, or James? Would you like to see Reece James in the middle of midfield, for example? Glad Chalobah's back. Welcome home. Exactly. So let's move on. Let's move on to tomorrow's game. Now, I am here. Live match commentary. Remember, live match commentary tomorrow on the channel. Manchester City versus Chelsea preview. Now, Man City have signed 3 players this week. Panic buy. A striker, I think a defender, somebody else. I don't really know a lot about them, to be honest. I haven't got time to watch what Man City are doing. What I do know is I watched the second half of their game against PSG and they fell apart. Now, I said beginning of this stream, when I was introducing the stream, that I feel as confident now, for those of you that have been subscribers on my channel for a couple of years now, or for a while, the week we built up to the Champions League final, I was talking about the fact that all the talk was on Man City. All the talk was, Guardiola's first Champions League as a Man City player, a Man City manager, blah, blah, blah. And it was nothing to do with Chelsea at all. Now, the build up to this particular game is slightly different. But when if I take you back to the Champions League final, and I remember sitting indoors before I did the live match stream, which was my biggest stream that I've had on this channel, 30,000 views, I think, at the time, which was great. But I remember sitting inside watching the TNT or the BT Sport build up as it was when the teams came out and we saw that Guardiola had ditched Fernandinho and Rodri, didn't start them. I remember Rio Ferdinand, this is going to be great, Man City popping the ball about. It's going to be amazing. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what a mistake he's made. What an absolute mistake. And I said it. If you go to my channel, if you go to that live stream and you forward it, you can see me building up to the kickoff. And I'm saying, why on earth has he not got a defensive-minded midfielder? And they say that one player doesn't make a team, but yes, it does. Rodri is the importance of Rodri, what he's become for Man City over the past couple of seasons. And he is up there as one of the best in the world in that position. And I firmly believe that Moises Caicedo is going to be up there as well as the world's best in a couple of seasons. Caicedo just needs to get rid of those stupid challenges where he gets himself booked for no reason. He's tracking players wide. Just stand up a little bit. Don't dive yourself in. But Rodri has been an absolute linchpin for Man City, and now he's not there. The difference is huge for Man City. It's absolutely huge. And they've been struggling to try and pin the gaps, to try and fill the gaps, because they've asked Kovacic to do it. That's not his natural game. It's not his natural game at all. They've asked other people to go in there and play that role, and they can't do it. And now, added to that, and arguably, forget your Haaland and forget your De Bruyne and your Fodens and people like that, but arguably, two of their biggest players over the past number of seasons for different reasons. Rodri, for his impact in the middle of midfield for Man City and what he brings to them. And when he's not there, the golfing class is huge. But Kyle Walker. Now, I know Kyle Walker off the pitch has got his dramas going on and he probably wants a brand new start, a different city just to get away from England and just to restart his life again with his family. I understand that. I get it. So he's literally penned his contract with AC Milan tonight. It's going to be announced tonight or tomorrow. But what I will say is how many times for England, how many times for Man City have they relied on Kyle Walker to mop up and sweep up at the back, to use his pace to get into position to shut attacks down through the middle, through the other side of the pitch, to just chase people down and to go one-on-one with people like, your Mbappe's and people like that, could never get the better of him. And for him to be missing and to be replaced by, what's the guy that's been replaced? Nunes? I just think it's just, if you're a Man City fan and you sit there and think, we're going to be all right without Kyle Walker and without Garnacho, arguably two of the most influential players defensively in that team, they're not going to be all right, Man City. They're not. They're still a massive threat up front. If they get the ball in the final third, you're in trouble. But defensively, they are just, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. And I'm confident. I'm really confident about the game tomorrow because our midfield, our Enzo and Caicedo will outboss their midfield too. They'll dominate their midfield, Man City's midfield. And we can get at them. I really, really hope. And I hope Cole Palmer scores a hat-trick against them and gives them all that. I really, really do. Anyway, Dale says it's a tough game tomorrow. You're right. Jabiru Joe, how are you, mate? What happens to our midfielder Caicedo stubs his toe before the City game? It's as big a miss than Rodri for Man City. I tell you who's not in, the Prime Minister. He's not in, is he? He's not been in yet. But like I say, it's the first stream in a long time. Wood Chalobah, let's got 2 attacks. Chalobah, flip for profit, and so we'll get a 40-year-old Bulgarian in his place. Brendan says we'll beat Man City, though. I think we will, definitely. God of Frogs, how are you, mate? Rodri to City is like what Cruz was to Real Madrid. Because they want to get close to the importance of Cruz or Rodri. Rodri and Cruz showed up, stepped up big time when City Real needed a goal. Don't speak too soon, mate. Keep your eye on Caicedo. Trust me. Next few seasons, keep your eye on him. Brendan, Cole could be a big loss for him, especially with chemistry with new signings and tactics not implemented yet. This will be a great win for us against these clowns. Andre says, Cole Palmer's our best player. Caicedo's our most important. He needs to dominate the midfield and get a result. I just think that we've got... I tell you what, I think Enzo is available tomorrow, Jaburu Joe, by the way. I think they're hopeful that he will be available, that he definitely will be available tomorrow. So how's this for a headline tomorrow in the game? Where how much did we hear last season about how much Chelsea have paid for Fernandez, for Enzo and Caicedo, and then hopefully those 2 players will turn up and boss Man City tomorrow in their backyard and lead Chelsea to 3 points. And then people will turn around and go, that's why you pay the money, because you need those types of players, because they're few and far between, especially Caicedo. If Man City and Guardiola will offer Caicedo as a swap now, they'll take it. They'll bite your hand off for it because they ain't got no one near Caicedo, no one near Rodri. Man City is struggling. I'm telling you. In my opinion, one of the most important positions in the football pitch now in the Premier League and in Europe is the defensive midfield position. You need someone in there that can break up the play, that's just got the natural instinct and ability to sniff out danger, like Caicedo does. He's like your Makelele, your N'Golo Conte, that sort of type. And I will say this, for those of you that remember, I mentioned him earlier on his podcast, but John Obi Mikel, or John Mikel Obi, what you want to call him, he always had a knack for being in the right place at the right time. He got a lot of stick for his use of the ball and for being quite slow with it and maybe going sideways too often. But defensively, he's done a great job, Mikel. He was always obviously guided and coached, and John Terry demanded that he sit in front of him and don't let any space. But Mikel always had this sort of positional awareness to be in the right place at the right time. And that's what Caicedo's got. If you just watch Caicedo in a game, just when you're watching a game, take your 5 minutes, look at the big, like the long shot or the width of the pitch shot you normally get on TV, and keep your eyes on Caicedo and the way that he just tracks the game. He's so smart with it, honestly. He really is. Really, really is. Andre, that's it. Yeah, he's clearly dominating midfield. Yeah, you said about Enzo. 100%, Brendan. You're right. Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm predicting Chelsea actually go to Man City tomorrow. I think the likes of Jadon Sancho, I honestly believe it could be either of them. Sancho, Madueke, it could be Neto, Palmer. You could even have Nkunku in there, João Felix getting involved, Jackson. I'm predicting Chelsea win by 2 goals tomorrow, whether it's going to be 2-0, 3-1, 4-2. It just depends on what happens in goal. But think of Man City's form and think of when Rodri got injured and think of Kyle Walker not being there. Chelsea need to win the game. They must win the game tomorrow. They have to win the game. And I think we will. I think just the framework of our team, the midfield is key. And we got 2 players in there that cost us a fortune that will literally dominate that game tomorrow. They really will. Man City won't have it all their own way they normally have. Don't like Madueke Neto, a bit of a disappointment. I would like to see Felix prove his worth, Brendan. What do you think about what I was saying earlier about João Felix and his body language? Do you think that he's happy? Do you think that he's sort of given up hope and just thinks, I'll go somewhere else? Obviously, he signed for the club, thinking he would come in and have the same influence and impact. But at the time, he was sort of the main man, wasn't he? He ruined it on his debut by getting sent off against Fulham. But he was the one we were looking to create. And now he comes in to a team that's got Cole Palmer and all the talent we've got up front and the wide areas, and he's struggling to get in. I'm my optimism, Daft. Personally, I don't see us getting a result tomorrow. Well, hopefully we will. Yeah, he does want more game time, playing the Premier League, not Conference League. That's what it was. That's what I said earlier. It's having earlier in the season, we had the two different competitions, along with the League Cup, which lasted for a few weeks. Don't get me started on that. So they were playing sort of week in, week out, or every other week, weren't they? And then they're not now. So because obviously there's been a bit of a break, so players are now unhappy. That's what I was saying earlier. So I generally believe that we're gonna beat Man City tomorrow. So let's just put a banner up. Oh. Okay. There you go. So a reminder, live match commentary back here on the channel tomorrow. It's 5:30 kickoff. I'll be online. Let's just say I'll be online for about 5:15 for the build up to the game and live match coverage. Make sure you join me. If you've never seen it before, come and join me and have a look at what it is. It's not a watch along. It's ball by ball match coverage, and hopefully you'll join it. You'll join it and you'll enjoy it. Let's just say that. So Chelsea fans, fire some questions at us. What should we talk about? What do you want to get off your chest? Let me know. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting involved and put your comments on. It's the first time I've done a stream in a long time, and I really appreciate all of you joining and sticking with me. There'll be more and more content on this channel. Make sure you check out the 5-minute news update yesterday. Dizazi needs to leave, says Brendan. Dizazi. Do you not like Dizazi? Is he like Marmite? Is Dizazi like Marmite? People love him. Some people hate him. I think hate's a bit of a strong word. I don't think he's that bad, Dizazi. I think he's a man mountain. I think he's someone that just needs a bit of time. And I just think the guy will settle down. And I think he's a good player. I think he's imposing. He's powerful. But when I say that, is he another Lukaku for Chelsea? Powerful, imposing. You think he's going to go and bully defenders, and he wants to be mobile and run off the shoulder all the time and not be the link man that we all thought he was going to be. The Giroud type, your Diego Costa type, your Drogba type. Lukaku's the total opposite. Is Dizazi that person? Let me know what you think in the comment section. But yeah, so this, as I say, so this is a stream that first one I've done in a long time. I will be live tomorrow night as well. As I said, live match coverage you can see here tomorrow. So make sure you come and join in, get involved. I'll be doing it through here, through StreamYard. So make sure I can post all your comments up as they come in, the ones that I can see. Obviously, half time before the game, half time and after the game. But I really, really appreciate all of you guys for joining. I really do. I'm actually getting my hair cut tomorrow, Jabiru. I can always rely on you, mate. I always can. Your hair's getting long enough for a Jack Grealish hairband, Daft. I expect to see you wearing one in tomorrow's stream. For those of you that don't know, there was a time I couldn't stand Jack Grealish, and I just called him hairband. Fernandez at Man United, his teeth. Grealish was hairband. Just falls over. Every time someone goes near him, falls over. So I would not be happy with him. But I've seen a lot of what he does off the pitch and stuff like that. And I've warmed to Jack Grealish, I have to say. I don't like he's on his hair now. Bit of a mop, isn't it, now? But yeah, my hair needs cutting. I'm getting it cut tomorrow. Me and my little boy are going to get our hairs cut tomorrow. So it won't be a skinhead. But yeah, I'm going to get cut. Thanks for noticing, Jabril Joe. You like my wife? Are you actually my wife? Is this her secret handle on YouTube? Does that mean you're going to watch the stream? Hopefully you will. Chelsdaft pub is open, by the way, people. Friday night. Headhunter haircut. Yeah, imagine that. I used to, a long time ago. Long time ago, I used to have that. I was going to Cuba. 40-degree heat, I had curtains. You know, when you get the hair that's so long that when you turn your head, your hair does that. You stop moving, but your hair does this to calm down after about a couple of minutes. And I thought, I can't have 40-degree heat like that. So I did grade 2 all over. Clean shaven, grade 2 all over, like a peanut. So I did bare blade, just looked stupid and grew out a goatee beard. This is years and years and years ago, and had that for a while. And then a certain person called Beckham did it. I got accused of copying him. But the only thing is, when you do that and you try and grow it out to make it look normal, there's a point where it's too short to cut it, but it's too long and it looks stupid, like one of the Jackson 5. So it's horrible. It's a horrible thing to grow out. It's awful. But anyway, I won't be doing that tomorrow. I can assure you that. But guys, listen, that's the end of the stream. As I say, just the hour tonight. I really, really appreciate every single one of you, for joining, for getting involved in the comments. Make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow night, join me for 5:15 UK time tomorrow. Man City versus Chelsea live commentary here on the channel. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, drop a like on this particular stream as well for me. It puts it out there with other people. And then just check out yesterday's video, the 5-minute news update, the Garnacho move, the Vega move, and let me know what you think. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Friday night. Have a good day tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow night where hopefully our midfield combo that everyone moaned about will basically dominate Man City and we get 3 points tomorrow. Cole Palmer score a couple to put a nail in their coffin. Hopefully. Take care. See you all.